What's going on, Miss Jackson Media Group? Let's get Facebook up and running real quick. We're gonna get Facebook and we're gonna get YouTube up and running. Let's do that right now. We are live on the MJMG app right now. So if you out there in the phone world watching us, tuning in today, we sitting with Burg Nation. And if you know, SHU Radio's first official guest in the studio was Burg. Burg set it off. He set it off. Shout out to F and Genius. C-Mac, I see you. What's going on, everybody? Bogard the boss. Tim Dog. Shout out to everybody. Yeah, we got a brother who been putting in work for a long time. And I'm saying a long time before even SHU Radio. Before SHU Studio. He been putting in work, and he put in a lot of work with SHU Studio. Like, I got to see the brother in many stages of his life, and one thing I can always say, the consistency of his work. P. Lagongre, what's going on? Salute to you, I see you. One of many. So shout out to everybody jumping on. We got Burg. We are gonna be talking. We're gonna go a little bit in depth with Burg. We gonna. Who is Burg? Like, that's what the people want to know. Who is Burg? You know, somebody, Playboy Burg. I was on the phone the other day, and the artist was like, and he probably he know who we talking about. He said, yeah, you know, that was my first deal I ever had. Burg signed me. And Burg told me the story, but the artist said it. He said it out his own mouth. Like, yeah, Burg gave me my first deal. So we're gonna talk a little bit about that with Burg. We're gonna talk a little about that. I see the people coming in. Even Muse, I see you. So what we're gonna do right now, we're gonna go into Deuces Up. This is his introduction off his latest project, Ready to Live, Recovery Part 2. Like, there's so much meaning behind it, but we're gonna get into that right now. So I'm gonna let a few people jump on. We're gonna jump right into this song right here, Deuces Up. Check it out, y'all. Let me know what y'all think. We got Burg, and then we're gonna bring him out. So check it out, y'all.
Spreading the deuce, cause I am deuce, and the deuce is me. The streets know that I'm the truth, baby. I'm always repping for the deuce, baby. I keep it real, 100 proof, baby. Always throwing up that deuce, baby. The streets know that I'm the truth, baby. I'm always repping for the deuce, baby. I keep it real, 100 proof, baby. Throwing up that deuce, baby. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. I was raised in the deuce strong. Everywhere get my deuce on. Brand new Burg like a newborn. They gon' miss you when you gone. No forgiveness when you wrong. Rikers Island and group homes. So death at its true form. COVID and lie going two-tone. You don't know what I had to move, all the things that I had to lose. There were times we were low on food, undercover they tripped my tooth. Dark clouds stuck in solitude, every day I will get bad news. Kept the gangster, I paid my dues, sprayed avenues, yeah I laid a few. Kept it true just to save my crew, me and you had to pick and choose. Mentally there's no sicker dude, now I see life to a bigger view. Change the weather and latitude, regretting things that I had to do. Wake up happy, no attitude, just to breathe gives me gratitude. On a higher level and magnitude, higher learning in altitude. Been a rebel or radical, 5% mathematical. Born again problematical, disappeared when sabbatical, then returned so dynamical. Me and Sport were compatible. SHU Studio made it magical. My addiction made the past tragical, and enemies dramatical. Making music that's classical, busting moves that are tactical. My story's real, straight up factual. These other rappers is actors though, made up gimmicks theatrical. The streets know that I'm the truth, baby. I'm always repping for the deuce, baby. I keep it real, 100 proof, baby. Always throwing up that deuce, baby. The streets know that I'm the truth, baby. I'm always repping for the deuce, baby. I keep it real, 100 proof, baby. Always throwing up that deuce, baby. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know what's up. It's deuces up, you know that's us. It's deuces up, you know. us.
All right, y'all. That was Deuces Up. Shout out to SK the King. I see you, Tony Bosco. King Dizzy, I see you. Somebody says Southside is in the building. South. Okay, without further ado, like I mentioned, this brother been putting in work for a long time. He had deals, gave out deals, made his way through the industry, been working for a long time, had his trials and tribulations, been counted out, been counted in, and still putting in work. I had the privilege of doing about 6 to 7 projects with this brother. He said it in the song, me and Spud was compatible. You know what I'm saying? SHU Studio. So we did a lot of work, man. Without further ado, let's bring on Burg Nation. Burg Nation. Yo, let's give a round of applause. What's going on, Burg?
Deuces up, bud. Deuces up, man.
Deuces up. Deuces up. How you doing?
Man. Really, I'm doing great, man. With God, walking with God, man. It's been amazing 2024. I'm enjoying the year. So far, so great.
So far, so great. So we just played Deuces Up from a new project, latest project. You got tons of projects going on. Latest project. What? Let's talk about that real quick before we get more in depth.
Okay. Deuces Up is basically, that's where I'm from, and I'm never gonna forget where I'm from. I got it tatted on my face, and I just wanted to always represent. I wanted to show the world that I'm from the Deuce, South Second, between Marcy and Havamaya. That's why I represent Wintersburg, but I wanted to show the world that everywhere I go, I take the Deuce with me. So everywhere I go, it's the Deuce, no matter where I'm at. I could be in any state, any city, any country, any planet. I'm gonna bring the Deuce with me. I'm gonna make sure that we represent the Deuce, because that's the whole. We're making it worldwide. That's the trademark. That's the name brand, the Deuce. That's the name.
You see,
brand.
I purposely asked that because I know, but I wanted the people to know what the Deuce meant. Like Deuces Up. What did that mean?
It started with meaning the block, but then it became global. That's the name brand. That's Team Deuce Entertainment. You know what I mean? That's the sign. That's the logo. That's us. That's me. That's us. That's my parents. That's my kids. That's my partner T. That's the original Team Deuce. That's the young Deuce. That's everybody. That's all of us. Deuce is us. Strong Deuce. So that's the name brand. So I decided, what? Let me start this part 2, Life After Recovery. Ready to Live Life After Recovery part 2, where because I had to beat part 1 with the first intro.
Yes.
With mental health.
Yes.
So I said I gotta beat part 1, and when I heard that beat, shout out to In Just We Trust. That's the producer of the whole part 2. He produced all 6 joints. So shout out to him. He grew up in South First. I grew up in South Second.
Okay.
So we're 1 block away, and we finally got together and we made it happen. And with you, another 3-headed monster, and we used to do with my uncle, with the other project, and it was just it'll flow. So Deuces Up is bigger than the Deuce. It's like letting everyone know that's the name brand. You know what I'm saying? And no matter what happens, that's the legacy my kids are gonna hold on to. We're gonna be Deuce. Their kids are gonna be Deuce, and the Deuce will never die.
Gotcha. I like that. So I want to take it back a little bit, Berg. I think we don't get the full story of like Berg, like what started it all. Like, how did you get into this thing of music that we got, brother? How did it all start for you? Because you've been doing it for some time.
1998 was the year. That's my favorite year. That's my brother T's favorite year. 98 was the most phenomenal year in the world. And 98 hip hop was popping to Jay-Z's, the DMX's, the Big Puns. 98 rap was, you had to be a real rapper. If not, you get punched in the face. 98 was real. So we started rapping. There was a local DJ named DJ Pitt, and he rests in paradise. And Pitt was not only the DJ, he sang, he rapped, he produced the beat, he mixed, he mastered. Like, he was a genius with the music. So he was like the godfather of Wintersburg hip hop.
Okay.
He was like the hottest guy in the hood. So during that time, there was a house party, and during this house party, everyone was representing their neighborhoods. Shout out to AV. AV was one of my biggest inspirations.
Okay.
So I went, my boy T and everybody was like, yo, Berg, you gotta represent for the Deuce. And I went and I represented for the neighborhood, did a freestyle. I still remember some of the bars that, yo, the skills never fade. I'm out to get paid. Crack a Heineken and sit back in the shade because I got mad skills. So, and the beat was Grand Pooba. And they say New York City and we like it.
Yeah. That was the beat.
So
My man
it was
taking
in
us
my
back.
man Gio's crib. Shout out to Gio from Grand Street, Omedo's son. It was at his crib. And Little Richie from upstairs, from our building, he was the DJ, and brother Jose. And we went and everyone, it was all unity. Everyone from South First, South Second, South Third, South Fourth, South Fifth, all the way to South Ninth, they were representing their neighborhood, their block.
Okay.
And we went and we represented the Deuce. So somehow it got to DJ Pitt's ears. So, there was another local rapper named Popcorn that was there, and he went and told Pitt, yo, there's this young guy named Berg. I just watched him killing it on the Grand Pooba beat. And Pitt came to my block personally, and he said, I want to hear what you got. So at that moment, I wasn't like a live rapper. I had like 300 pages of books, but I wasn't. So he said, come to my house. I got mad production, and I want to see what you got. When I came with my library and he came with his production library, he had a crew with my man Chapter. Right now he got he's down with it. He's in Vegas now with a group C5. He's doing his thing, and he came and he was his partner. And then I came with my boy Pito Navaja from the next building.
Okay.
We made a crew named Diverse Family, and I started rapping with him. And he taught me the skill of freestyle. So he was like, listen, I'm going to play the beat, and you're going to start spitting off your head. Whatever you feel. You're going to read the newspaper, and you're going to read the words off the newspaper and rhyme them. You're going to look at everything that's in the kitchen and rhyme it. You're going to, and then, he made me an animal with the hip-hop. He made me MC with it. So, I went to my first studio with him, made my first album with him. The first song was called Stress.
Stress?
I made in all ways, and that was my first song ever.
You were stressed out then, man?
I had like a rapid flow at that moment, so it was hard for me to slow down because I was at like a fast flow. So, like the first few bars were a rainy day, a bloody night. My insight so nice, so tight, so precise. The weed got me going, so I keep on flowing. Like the last dragon, I keep on glowing. Effervescent, feel the fluorescent from ghetto section to ghetto section. Worldwide cats walk around with guns for protection. So I had a fast flow.
Okay.
So, that was my first flow. So I had to learn how to, breathe, come into it, do that. But without DJ Pitt, I would have never, met hip hop. So he made me. I had love for hip hop. But he made me fall in love with hip hop.
I like that. I like how you worded that. You had love for hip hop, but that moment made you fall in love with it. So after you started honing your skills and transitioning into that love that you have for hip hop, what did you hit the battle scenes? Did you hit the street scenes? Was you in that era when you went to blocks and like spit your 16 or something?
You know what happened? That the management jerked us for the album. So we had a big battle with the management, and we had to release the album underground. We couldn't even mainstream it. After we did we had a single called "Shoulda Known Better" that would have just hit the airwaves crazy about the ladies. So how come we got jerked on that? At that moment, Pitt didn't even want to do music no more. He was fighting with the label. So I went on my own and started my own crew, Team Deuce Entertainment. I had my partner T, and at that moment we were like, "Yo, we're gonna do it our way." You know what I'm saying? So Pitt was leading the ship, but at that moment, now it was on me. Now I had to lead the ship. So now I just started, rapping what I live. I didn't know what else to rap about. So every day, everything I went through every day will be the next song. What I went through on Wednesday will be the next song. So I became, Pitt called me the King of Willie B. Mm-hmm. That was his little nickname for me. So that became the first name of my first CD. So I was very arrogant. And I will go to people's blocks. My boy will be like, yo, I got money on it. My other people from the crew, I got money on it.
Straight rap shit.
In my head, I was the greatest rapper of all time because how else am I going to, be the king? Which I didn't ask for that. When he put that throne on my head, that crown on my head, he put me he made me a target, and I didn't know I was gonna be a target at that moment.
Everybody
So
was coming for you. Everybody was coming for you.
Everyone was gunning for me. People were making songs about me. A lot of the battle that I got into, I didn't even really start it. I just, defended myself and ended it. But once the battle was on, I would make CDs about people, put tombstones on it with their name. I will go and I will make 21 songs about this guy, 21 songs about that guy, and I will get real vulgar with it. And I took it to another level, and then I started getting animosity from people, and then it's not like the piece it is now. But back then it was, I was trying to get at everybody so I could establish why, I'm the best or why I'm the king. And, that's what I didn't have a lot of friends. I had my crew, but I didn't have a lot of friends.
You didn't have a lot of friends.
Yeah, at the beginning. Then I gave my respect and friendship. But in the beginning it was just, we're going to set it on everybody. Boom, this guy's getting it, that guy's getting it.
You skipped something though. You went straight into Pip had a problem with the label and the project. You went from the talk about that moment though. Like you said label.
Yeah, we was that Verse Fam was the name of the crew, but it was the name of the label as well.
Okay.
So it was Diversified Family, and then we had a couple of local guys that invested. They also owned a pharmacy in South Third, and they were there working, and and it wasn't like they were being. At the end, we spoke about it. It's just that they didn't see Pitt's vision, but Pitt had the vision. His vision was amazing. They should have let it be, and it was like a big disappointment for him, because that project would have been big for us, And at the end of the day, it was a big disappointment, and it led him toward a road that. Probably if the project would have gone right, it would have been a different story for him, So I got my glory in life, let me put the neighborhood on the map, let me get a record deal and all that. But I felt like that was supposed to be his glory first.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and so they held back the masters. So Pitt had to pull a move. He had to pull a move, Jack the master, and let me just hear it. He had to be like, yo, let me hear it, and then grab it, record it, because back then, you could grab a CD and you could dub it. And then he was like, you know what? They don't want to let me, they're censoring my project. I'm going to release it to the hood for free. And he gave it to the hood, and the hood got to hear it, and they knew we were good, But that moment, kind of like everyone went their separate ways after that. And, Navaja's still with me. We ended up, he was part of Team Deuce, NT. Then we added my cousin Measy, Polo Ironheart, and Grayson. And, we started,
that was deep.
Well, that was just the rappers. We were like, deep. We'll go to shows 100 deep. We'll travel 100 deep with everyone with the Team Deuce shirts on. We had a lot of us got the Team Deuce tattoo. So, the name brand was already being branded before we knew what branding was. And we didn't know the business, remember? We just went a la loco, like they say in Spanish. We went a la loco, yeah. We went crazy. So we were over, all the expenses were triple, double, because people were like, oh, these kids with money. Come on.
Yeah.
But we got in. We got in, though. At the end of the day, though the expenses were more than we should have. We didn't know. We didn't study the game. It's everybody's advice always to everybody, study the game. We did it. We went crazy with it, but we got in. You know what I mean? So then we decided to do us because, like my people felt like, why are you going to get jerked again when we could do us? So we brought a CD making machine.
And we
started making our own CDs with a CD stamper. Then we put the stickers on it. And we would break night in my boy Jay's crib. Shout out to Big J. Next building. And his brother Papa was with T's cousins. And we will make mass CDs, put them in the slips. It's us from the ground up. Then we have bicycles. Everybody had bicycles. Good red lines. We had mongooses. We had all the dope bikes.
You taking it back, man?
Yeah, we had the ill bikes. My bike had my rap name wasn't Playboy Burg yet. I was MIC. That was my rap name. My first rap name, MIC. And my boy went and he did a picture of my face with a microphone. So MIC stands for microphone man. And I had that in front of my bike with the number 2. and I had a red line, and then everybody else, you know. But I couldn't ride bike that good. It wasn't the greatest bike. But I rode bike later in my late teens. I learned how to ride bike. These guys were pros. So we would drive to Palmetto. We heard Wu-Tang say, "I'm a weed fiend, getting to Palmetto."
Yeah.
So we were finding all the weed spots. Go to Cornelia, go to Bushwick. Bushwick had all the weed spots. You know, they had the jars, they had it all. They had the Tyson bricks, all that. And I would be the last guy on the bicycle because I couldn't stand on the bike yet. You know, I would just get on the bike with the crew and just do what I had to do. You know,
you were just cruising.
But yeah, my dad had brought me the bike to be down, and I was cruising with them. But they always, you know, waited for me. They could have left me, but I had the loyal boys. I mean, nah, wait for Berg. You know, he's fat. You know, he's chubby. I was all the fat chubby nigga anyway. So, you know, and I had asthma, so they had to wait for me regardless. I had a few pumps, then we made it up the hill. You know, going down Evergreen is not that easy. Coming down Evergreen is different.
Yeah, it's a flow.
Going up, yeah, you know. So, you know. So we made our own crew, man. We decided, you know, like we could do us, and it worked. It worked for a few decades, still working.
Nice.
Because the crew's still here. We just got together a few weeks ago and made a big group video. My man T. Bloomberg, shout out to him. His project. He's also on the Say No to Drugs movement, you know. He got a song called Blame Myself where like 5 of the new rappers from the hood and 5 of the OGs.
That's a nice mix, yeah.
It was a dope flow.
Nice blend.
Sense was in there with us too. Shout out to Big Sense. He's been down with me since forever. I don't even remember when I met Sense. That's how long it's been. I've been with Sense forever.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So after you said, you know, we printing up our own CDs, we rocking, we making our way, we making our noise in the neighborhoods. What was the next transition for you out of that stage into getting to Playboy Burg out of MIC?
So we did that underground thing for a minute. It was like a minute we were doing the underground thing. So then, you know, we started catching, you know, fame out of it. So there was big producers like Phantom of the Beats, Haas, the one that made the Magic Stick, and the Take It Off for Busta Rhymes, Magic Stick for Little Kim and 50. So, you know, Phantom of the Beats came, he started being my producer. Started rolling with him. DR Period.
Yeah.
DR Period. I would go to the basement, MOP, and Smooth the Hustler and all of them. Trigger the guy, they over there.
That's what they was, yeah.
We started going with the producers. The producers was giving us the heat. So then they will give us their advice. You do this. Shout out to Less Ness Entertainment. You know, you got to do this with it. You got to do this with it. So I started, before we even did the group thing, I was doing solo anyway. So you know, me and T, we came up, you know, we came up with the game plan. I had the visions. He was like, nah, go ahead, set it off. You know, you got the dream, open the door, and we here, you know. So little by little that we started doing group stuff. But in the beginning, you know, I was the first solo artist. And, you know, I went in there. I met a lot of good producers. People will come to me. You know, I didn't know that, but then I started learning knowledge. And then I changed from MIC to Big Burg.
Big Burg.
That's why I got on my tattoo, right? Big Burg.
Okay.
But it sounded like Big Bird from Sesame Street. And the kids couldn't get it. The little kids would be like, look at Big Bird. Look at Big Bird. You know what I mean? So I hated the name. So then later on, the transition to Playboy Burg was the best thing that happened. It was like a joke. You know, I was having problems with the person I was with at that time. And they hit me with, oh, you think you're a Playboy? And then the group was outside and they were laughing. And that little joke kept
growing.
Playboy. Then I ended up living it. And then it became too unbearable. Too many women, too many. And so, you know, women couldn't trust me no more because I ended up living the name.
Playboy.
And it ended up being Playboy for real. And it was like, you know, it didn't help, but it was fun. You know what I'm saying? To have all these bunch of women everywhere I went. And then I realized, though, wait a minute. If I could roll with women, I could get into more places than rolling with 100 dudes. So then we started switching up the game plan. You know, we're going to roll with the girl. We're going to get the girls to bag up the CDs. We're going to get the girls to give out the CDs. We're going to put them on a little poop. And then it hit people's ears to the moment that we ended up with a record deal with Wu Latino, which was major, you know, nice. Red carpet, 42nd
And how was that introduced to you? Like how, because you got this deal, you was down with Wu Latino, right? How did that deal fall on your, I don't want to say fall on your lap, but how was it introduced? I'm gonna stick to how I started that question.
We was putting our own moves, we were working out of a studio in Uptime Studios in Manhattan, and we had a woman engineer called MP.
Nice.
MP was a Korean lady. She was our engineer, and we had a half hour. Well, when the deal fell on our lap, Ed Rosa was a local kid that was working with Wu, and he introduced us to Ray Acosta, who still does the thing with the Wu. So we had an English album, but at that time they were looking for Latin artists because reggaeton had hit.
Yeah.
That's when the Spanish market was big. So they said if you could make half of that album in Spanish, we could get you a nice deal. And so a lot of people were hating because the name of the album was. I have to say this because people always say, I gotta address people. It's called "Bury Me a G," and half the album has Spanish songs about girls. Yes, that was the original plan. Was "Bury Me," and shout out to Greg Benning, rest in paradise as well. A lot of legends are not here, but they made me who I am. I can't forget them. He made all the artwork and everything. So through meeting the Wu people, we ended up meeting Greg. He had the Connection magazine. So we ended up in magazines. That's when we met my Uncle Rudy, rest in paradise. He became our photographer. So everything was just falling in place. Meet this guy, introduced me to this guy, introduced me to that guy, introduced me to that director. And, we ended up with that. So we had to go to the studio, get a thesaurus to learn proper Spanish. Because you couldn't just spit anything.
Wow.
And we had to make the album with artists like that are big artists. Zion, Big Mado, Arcángel de la Ghetto, Angel Dose, Angel from Barrio Boys. So we had to get in the studio and make the masses believe that we're Latino, but we got to be Latino.
Yeah, you got to speak. You got to speak it. You got to.
Because the guys that we know, you're gonna get interviews. And when I knew it was real, when we were doing the morning news, we were doing Despierta America, and now the ladies asking me stuff in Spanish. ¿Cómo se siente tal aquí? And I didn't even. I wasn't ready for that.
How you pull that off?
I took time out. I've been calling time out since a little kid. People know about Burg with his time out. In the middle of a fight, I called time out a few times. It happened. But it worked. It worked, man. It worked. Win or lose, it worked. So I went and I would just read. I read, what does it mean? Then I could answer the lady back. Sí, estoy aquí, todo orgulloso, por tal. And then, and then I would answer the stuff right. And the first song was Dime Por Qué, which was a song about my baby mom's leaving me.
Okay.
So it was a raw song, and but it was a song. It was shout out to the Mix Chemist. He produced that.
Oh, dope. Okay. Shout out to Mix.
It was like a dancehall reggaeton. So we did that, and that led to a lady single for the ladies called La Llave, and that one's the one that went mainstream. It got on rotation and got everything. Shout out to Nova. He sang the hook. He's doing photography now, and we did an ill video. We did an ill video with the big dogs. Damn, I don't know if it was Johnny Rose and a few other people, but it was like an exclusive video, And then Boy Wonder liked the flow, and then he was doing the Chosen Few tour, and we got some shows. Then we flew to Arizona and did some concerts, and and we went everywhere. We went Orlando, we went to Miami, Boston. It was major cities everywhere. So we just started rocking, and we got the best part was the big show. It was in Times Square, red carpet, and and just being in the Wu office across the street from the Jacob Javits Center, and seeing all the members from Meth to Raekwon to why, and a few of them performed in Area 51, which was a local club owned by ESP. Shout out to ESP. Shout out to Cisco. Rest in paradise. E-Rock. Compy Sonic, they had one of the hottest clubs, and so they had all the art. We actually did the video to La Llave in their club. We had the support. The hood was supporting.
You had not only support, you had the networking, you had the exposure, you had the magazine.
Yeah, so we were on TV, we were on radio rotation, we were on tour, and in the first video we had Phantoms, we had Bentleys, we rented an ice cream truck, and everybody got free ice cream. The basketball scene, when I hit the shot, was real. We were really betting the money. I really hit the shot. So it was just like, a real move. Every borough, we gave out T-shirts, and every borough had a different color. Brooklyn was black. The Mets color was Queens. The Yankee color was the Bronx. Green was Staten Island, and red was Manhattan. We did it in Dykeman. under the thing. So we would come with thousands of T-shirts. The whole crowd had T-shirts. All the cars, you know. Shout out to my man HEC, rest in Paris as well. He's the one that came with the Bentley. T came through with the Phantom, and my man Heck, the other Heck, bald-headed Heck, had the ill motorcycle. Then we had the models, Rosa Acosta.
Yeah.
We had prime models that became famous. So a lot of these famous chicks were in our videos first before they became famous.
So now I gotta ask you, right? We going down the transition. It's popping. Everything is jumping. The time is on the go. What did that do to Playboy Burg? Because you was already on 1,000 yourself. What does that type of lifestyle and the energy around that do to you?
Instead of being humble, I wasn't. I got more arrogant, and I became like bugged out. I was like, you know, I got overconfident, and I felt like I was untouchable, and that I was like the you know, when it was my nickname, the hottest thing in the city.
Yeah.
I got that nickname for being arrogant, you know, and that's how I felt. That's who I was. I was the hottest thing in the city, but I started, like, you know, leading to alcohol and drugs a lot, and focused on the women a lot, and you know, but you know what? The crazy part was I never stopped rapping. So, you know, but I became less of a team player, and it was just, but I was always in the studio every week. So like hundreds of albums, thousands of songs. That's the truth. And I would always, no matter how twisted I was in that studio. We ended up with our own studio, Team Do Studios in Park Avenue.
Okay.
Over there, going towards Fort Greene. We had Park Avenue over there. As a matter of fact, Park Avenue and Grand Street, the studio was there. You know what I'm saying? And it was a big loft. And we had one place, one product, you know, just like like Dino Brown had it. You will walk in, and he had his office there, and then on this side we had the walls all vinyl, and then we had the booth. We had a big track board. We had bulletproof windows just in case niggas got crazy. Well, you run into the booth, you good. Everybody else is not. But as many people could squeeze into that booth, we were good. We had leather couches all around. We were dealing with Choco, Jose Reynoso, and he's the one that mixed down 36 chambers. So after RZA did all that, if you look at the credits, Choco Reynoso, that was our engineer too. Being that the Wu Latino whole thing. And we met him in Jay-Z's studio, Rock the Mic. We were doing music and Rock the Mic, and we met Choco there, and he's still rolling with us. You know, so shout out to Choco. And you know, I there was no way I couldn't get into, and I was signing autographs.
You made it to the point of what you wanted, right?
Yeah, I was signing autographs, doing all the big freaking concerts and the big stuff, you know, all the big concerts, everything, even the Garden, we rocked the Garden. And at the end of the day, you know, passes, laminates, wristbands for everybody. And then it became, the money situation wasn't good. What we were supposed to get from them, we didn't get from the label too at that moment. So what happened was we were spending a lot of our money, and the promises and the get back and the paperwork we signed and everything we didn't do the right business either. So at the end of the day, they didn't do their due diligence either. Not to trash them, you know, because there's no animosity no more, but they didn't do their due diligence with us. So at that moment, you know, everyone was clashing. It was mostly my fault. But, you know, I had to blame other people for I could feel good about myself. And it was just a lot. And, you know, at the end, my best friend was like, listen, I'm going to do you one more, but I got to live my life. You know, I got to live my life. I want to start my company. I want to leave New York. And, you know, you're going to hold it down. But I couldn't hold it down. I lost everything. So everything that he left with me, I burned it. I crashed it. You know, because I was more focused on not getting high and drunk and I did this model, I did that model, I did this model, and I didn't focus. Now I wasn't even focusing on the music at all.
You was just
I was just celebrity. I'm a celebrity, and nothing could happen to me. And you know, my boy always stuck with me though, no matter what I did. He always, to this day, he's still there with me. Yeah, he's still there.
I got the viewers. First, I want to make one acknowledgement. Shout out to BXJ76 said
My
that
lady right
that
there.
that answers why you be locking the booth. Berg be in the booth, he be locking the
Yeah,
door.
because you gotta lock it. Nah, because back then it was targets for real. We really
Yo,
would go places. There would really be shootouts and
yo, Berg be
rumbles.
locking us
People
out.
wouldn't want to invite us to a lot of parties. They'd be like, "Oh, don't invite these guys," because there was always something. You know, we would
We
go deep, and it wasn't our fault all the time. It was just
I'm
we would just
I'm
be.
in the control room, y'all. Me and Jay, and this dude locks the door.
Yeah, those are bad. Those are
but
habits. Man, I
but
lock the door in every booth I go to.
but I do have a question from Primo Saeed Primo underscore Sad. He said, "In what way did y'all do not do the right business? What way y'all didn't do the right business?"
We just spent a lot of money and didn't do paperwork for it. So then at the end of the day, it was hard to recoup things that there was no, paper trail for. So then at the end, when we try to recoup stuff, they were like, you bugging, try to make it seem like we didn't know how much we spent, And at the end, no, bro, but we spend this, but we spend that. But what happened here? What happened there? And even with the concerts and everything, the gate money wasn't right. And then they hit us with but you brought 10 of your boys on the trip, and the 10 flight tickets, or the 5 rooms, and they milked us for everything
Everything they
that we,
recoup. They trying to add the bill.
yeah, it was it's a joint venture. It wasn't like we got signed to an exclusive. No, it was a joint venture. So we're supposed to be partners with these people.
Yeah.
But their half of the bread wasn't. So they were taking our half of the bread, but they didn't. What was their half of the bread? And that was the whole problem. Then the dude disappeared for a while. Then the other dude disappeared, and then we had to find them, and it was a whole.
Damn.
We kids from the street, so we found them.
So y'all want to deal with it differently.
We had to take it to the street, but we found them, and then it was a lot of headaches for a friend that was just trying to help me with my dream. So at the end of the day, it was a lot. We wasn't thinking it was gonna be like that, and how much can somebody keep helping you, and you keep burning and burning and burning, so how many people will call him like, yo, I want to kill this dude. Yo, I was gonna kill your man, but he's your man. Yo, last night I just wanted to shoot this dude, and boom, like he helped me stay alive through the moments,
through some real times.
Because at the end I got depressed, and I would just get at everybody, and I was vulgar, and I would be even in the studio. I'd be like, y'all niggas ain't shit without me. Without me, y'all niggas, and that became my attitude. And I was just niggas were like, yeah, man, this guy, he's a dick. You know what I mean? Basically,
wow.
This guy's an asshole. I was getting, and I was an asshole. I was a dick. I just was.
There's a lot of growth in not only seeing that, but being able to acknowledge that. If you could go back to that time, that moment, what would you do different?
I would have not done cocaine. Cocaine, in 1998, the problem with me and drugs and alcohol was this. The first song that I wrote with Pitt, we did cocaine, because that's how I lost my mentor, substance abuse. That's how I lost him. It's a sad story. So at the end, I didn't know how to write a song or make a song without having coke, marijuana, and Hennessy. It was impossible. That's why the song Hazel, White Girl, and Henny is such an important song in the album, because people don't get it. It's bigger than. It's not really about women. Like, the women in my life was that. At the end of the day, I didn't even care about women. I just cared about that at a certain point, but that was at the end. But at the end of the day, I didn't know how to write a song without that. So even though, I had to be professional. We had to do the morning news. We had to go to big studios, from Daddy's house to where Tupac got shot at.
Quad,
all that. We did all those studios. So you couldn't just walk into the studio with your jaw rocking,
Yeah.
But to write the song, I'm in my zone. I didn't know how to write a song without it until actual 2022, 2021. I didn't know how to write a song.
I wanna go into Hazel, White Girl, and Henny. This song in quotations called My Addiction. And I want the listeners to really pay attention. And then Miss J, we're gonna go into a few more questions online, and we'll continue the story. But this is Hazel, White Girl, and Henny, y'all. Check this out.
Damn, Hazel's so pretty. White girl got that glow. Henny make. Damn, Hazel's so pretty. White girl got that glow. Henny makes me feel so good. I just can't pick one. I want all three. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Tempting me in so many. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Tempting me in so many. I was addicted to 3 chicks. Had me hooked, I was fiending. Wow. Sitting sideways and leaning. Constantly intervening. This can't be real, am I dreaming? Everywhere we are scheming. So beautiful when you see them. Hardest part was to leave her. Hazel was cool, her eyes were green. Played me for the fool to join my team. Met her in school when I was a teen. We broke all the rules when we hit the scene. White girl was nice, she was cold as ice. Triple the price, gave me frozen nights. Changing my life at the strangest height. Gave me advice, was a bougie type. Henny was bad, had a natural tan. When I'm with her, I feel like the man. The deuce of the fan, brown skin dad. Battle shade body play, understand. Carry the grip no matter the plan. Strippers we sip and promote my brand. Out of state trips in the custom van. I never met a bigger fan. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Tempting me in so many. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. Tempting me in so many. Hazel made me feel happy. Her nickname Weed. Had me constantly laughing, touched her leisurely. Stuck in my mind every time, clouded mentally. Okay, she's fine, she was a dime, so essentially. Come on. She didn't care about loyalty. Spread around the community. What the hell did she do to me? I don't feel like this usually. So I left and now I'm with white girl. Nickname Coke. Felt more pleasure, but she's expensive. Almost left me broke. I'm feeling like Tony Montana. She possessed my soul. But with her also came drama, made me lose control. So we threesome with Henny, who tempted me in so many. Had a cousin by the name Remy. Sold me bricks in a semi. I'm one mentity, cause I'm strung out. Invite elite when I hung out. That PCP had my lungs out. Leave late, come home with the sun's out. Same when goes the final breakup. They broke out with all my paper. I overdosed and didn't wake up, but I'm alive, my Lord, my Savior. Hazel, white girl, and Henny. 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 Tempting me in so many. Tempting me in so many. Tempting me in so many. Tempting me in so many.
Yo, Berg, I remember being in the stool with you when you was recording this song, and just so it hits different for. It's different for me. It hits different for me because I seen you in many stages, many active stages, and to hear how you put your addiction in perspective in a musical hip hop form was super dope. Not only because of how you did the song, but how you got out of that life and was able to translate the conversation and song. Miss Jackson asked, and that what I'm saying is kind of opening up to Miss Jackson's question. She said, did you lose a lot of your entourage? Was there any real people in your camp?
Oh yeah, the few, like a handful of people stuck around, like, and that I can't emphasize T Bloomberg is more than I'm always gonna shout him out. But and shout out to my uncle, White Rock. He was one of the first.
Shout out to White Rock. Yes.
Yes, White Rock was with us. My bad, but White Rock was with us. Well, me and White used to be my go-to producer for the battles because White was with it. White will be in the studio like, let's get these. Me and White came with some. We did some good people. But I was like, White, I need this beat, and White be like, come on, let's do this. He was a hip hop head. White liked to see real stuff. And Anthrax, shout out to Anthrax too. But Sprite Beats, those are all people from the project. But everyone left. Look, when I lost the studio, I still with a handful of people. Every girl, I had like 9 to 10 chicks at that moment. I'm not even playing. And all of them left. When the money left,
gone.
They left. When the fame left, they left. Don't call me. You a bum now. You ain't nobody. The entourage started breaking up. Some guys decided to do their own thing. What happened with the entourage was the same addiction I had. They had their own addictions. So half of the entourage got addicted to their own stuff, and they got more messed. Some of them got more messed up than I did. So some of them are still messed up to this day. So at the end of the day, drugs broke the whole crew up because we were all fucked up and we were all on a mission and we all, and at the end of the day, I got successful, but the crew didn't get as successful as we wanted to get the crew. And some people didn't want to wait. Oh, it's only about Berg. Oh, Berg is always Berg. Some people didn't want to wait for me, so they went on their ways. They tried their ways, and they didn't get as successful. But it is what it is in life. But they were happy, and some just decided I don't even want to do music after this roller coaster ride. I don't even want to do music. But drugs was the main factor, Miss Jackson. Drugs ruined the whole crew, and it messed everything up. Because we will go to people's studios and they'll be like, yo, I love y'all niggas tip, y'all pay good money, but every time I go to the bathroom, there's 20 fucking Ziplocs on the floor empty. There's bottles of rum here, there's, there's women, whatever, condoms over here, and there's this, that, because there was always women in the studio and stuff. So we were not the most respectful people at all. So at the end of the day, but drugs ruined everything. Starting from me to like 75% of the crew, it went down. And the older guys were just like, let me just step away from this. This is not what I put in. I'm a family man, and this is, and the ones that had some bread that they could recoup and say, let me invest in something else, and
move from that point on.
Try to be successful in something else in life, because I can't just keep betting on this guy, Berg, this guy right here. My plane crashed, and everyone just left me to die. Mostly everybody.
So there is some more questions, but I'm gonna get to that. I wanted to ask. So there was a moment when you came to SHU Studio. Was your return? Like, what was that stage of Burg?
All right. So everything crashed. I could say what year. From like 2015, it was over. Like, it was the end of the dynasty. It was over. Everything crashed. Not the end of Team Deuce, because like I said in the song, I am Deuce, Deuce is me.
Yeah.
So it'll be the end of that. And my partner always repped Team Deuce, no matter what. Even if it wasn't music, just business-wise, So at the end of the day, I took some time off, and I decided to not even do music no more. 2018 came, and my uncle hit me up, the mixed chemist, and he was like, listen, I got some stuff for you. But meanwhile, I'm still fucked up, remember? Even though everything crashed, I was still doing...
You still was doing what you was doing.
I was going to different studios and making the most out of the little bit I had. But it was, it wasn't like mastered and the good stuff like I'm used to having because I'm a quality artist. I'm not like that. Those are for rookies. Rookies do that. This song is not mixed and I'm gonna release it. I'm not like that. Dude, I sat down and watched them glass master my album and stuff like that. A lot of kids don't even know what glass mastering is.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm there. I went to the power plant. So it was just like it was the work. I tried to kill myself numerous times. I was like out of it. I wasn't happy. So I was sitting in a hospital bed overdosing. I've overdosed numerous times. And I got a phone call from my uncle. You're a very selfish person. If you overdose and die, those kids love you. Because through it all, I wouldn't let my kids see the bad side of me. I would lock myself away and then I would mess me up.
Yeah.
But I was always a father first. I made sure those kids had everything that they deserved. I never confused with addiction with parenthood. Parenthood was number one. Then when I would do me. Other than getting drunk here and there, but it was always my kids were good. They never saw. I never asked them for money, even as adults. I never. I'm your parent. I'm here to take care of you. You're not here to take care of me.
Yeah.
That's why I looked at it. So, but I was still getting messed up, and I overdosed. And Theo called me in the hospital and was like, "Yo, you be selfish, bro. Get up, get out of that bed, and when you get up, I got something for you." 2018, and then I was going from numerous studios with my boy Gil was driving me.
Gil, shout out to Gil.
Gil was driving me in the white SUV.
Keys.
And Keen Arthur was with us, and Inhale.
Oh yeah, Inhale. Shout out to Inhale.
We were gonna work on a mixtape called The New Nice and Smooth. That's what we were calling each other. And then Inhale There was a guy from the studio. We were working with a guy from the studio, and my song got on the radio, AK-47, and because I had a few songs on the radio, and in between that, in between the crash of Team Deuce, I also started working with my big bro Blue, and we did a classic, La Onda Lives Forever,
Okay.
which Greg Benny, rest in paradise, did the heavy print. He did the artwork. That's what they were brothers. They're brothers. You know?
Okay.
So we did a classic, me and him. But then at the end of the day, I got robbed for my chain. That was when everything went. I locked myself away from everybody. So I had a situation. Some say it was the engineer, but he says it wasn't him. Hey, it doesn't matter now at this moment in life.
Yeah.
It is what it is. I had this big cross that he had gotten me, and I got robbed. And I would wear that cross to go to the grocery with slippers and shorts. I had that cross on everywhere. I went to Little Haiti with the cross. I went to PR with the cross. To Phoenix, Arizona, everywhere. And then one day in a local neighborhood that I knew, Elmhurst, Queens, I got robbed. So it was everyone says it's a setup. I don't know. I'm half a gallon, a few grams of coke. Me and the engineer were getting high together. So it was just poison. It was a toxic relationship. So after the robbery, I was scared to mess with anybody. I didn't trust nobody. I was paranoid. I'm carrying multiple weapons. Next person that touches me, I'm going to do it to them. So then I overdosed from depression. Because, every time I looked in the mirror, I done got my chain. It really affected me. Even though it's just a material thing, but I earned that. That was like my trophy. So I went and Theo called me in 2018. And he said, well, what kind of thing we're going to do? Let's call it the reunion. I told him because we reunited.
Okay.
And we started in the studio and we got jerked. The white guy jerked us first. It was on a snowstorm. It messed up my Jordans too. I had the freaking the Space Jams. They tried to sell my Space Jams. But I wanted to look good in the snow. I should not put on the Space Jams. But anyway, it scuffed up my Space Jams, but I got to save them. I got to save them, and I got them brand new again. But it was a bad day overall. So the guy tried to jerk us and not give us the masters. So at the end of the day, Theo was like, what are you going to do? You're going to wild out again, do this? Nah, that's not how it works. I don't work like that. We got to find another spot. And then that led to Inhale saying, listen, I've worked with my boy. He's good. I think you and him are going to like each other. Or he went to jail. Or we're going to like, oh, geez, we're going to like each other because he went to jail. But that's the first thing he felt that we were going to have in common. Because, we always talking about jail and stuff. So he's like, I never, the longest was a bullet in Rikers for me. But, I never went upstate. But, I went to Rikers Island. I did my bullet. So, whatever. At the end of the day, but I got arrested like 30 plus times in life. So I'm used to being Brooklyn House, Bronx House, whatever. I've been to every place you could be in the city.
Yeah.
But I never went upstate. But anyway, like my man went to jail. You're going to relate with each other. Boom, 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 boom. And I ended up going to see you, and you had the hat. I owe you nothing. And, it was like, holy shit. And you had the list of shots and everything. I said, oh, this guy's hustling in here. And it was just, we ended up doing the
reunion.
But we split it into two parts. And we did a double album in like a few weekends.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
We did.
And the whole deal was to take the classics that people still got ear for and go and, and give it our flow. And it worked. It worked. We got numbers. Right now, every time I look at it in sound and Audio Mac, shout out to Audio Mac, because a lot of platforms are trying to copyright and block us, but Audio Mac
let it rock. Yeah.
And that's how I became a verified artist and all that, because Audio Mac let me put in that work, So we did the album and the plaque. I got it in the wall over here. You got it in the wall over there.
Yeah.
And that started. My uncle brought me back 2018. 2019, the most controversial work we did called Cocaine and Champagne.
Champagne.
He didn't want that title, but that's why I was living. I just wanted to be real.
Yeah.
And it was vulgar. It was vulgar still. I was saying some stuff.
You was.
The intro had Lou Collazo. He was shout out to Lou Collazo. He was one of the boxers from Williamsburg. And we had Michael Buffer and all that in the intro. And it was
a lot.
Probably the best joint from all three of them. That Cocaine and Champagne was raw.
It was raw. It was raw. I mean, the name alone.
The Burg is the name and all that good stuff. I was still, I got back to my little arrogance still, and I was still, I was on Cocaine, Champagne, Hennessy, and everything else still. And then we ended up doing the third volume, legends never die, legends live forever.
Ever.
But the pandemic hit.
Yes.
And we had to do it different now. Theo, we had to do it via satellite. And in that moment, it was just me and you alone.
It was just me and you, yeah.
One weekend and boom, we made it happen. We made it happen.
During pandemic.
During the pandemic with masks and everything. And being with you, I started not needing an entourage. And in the pandemic also told me, yo, you could just do this shit by yourself. All that time you waste rolling a blunt with this dude and taking a line with this guy and taking a shot with this guy, motherfucker, you spend 4 hours there. You didn't even have to do 4 hours. You know, I mean, I didn't mind spending the money. You know me. Every time I went in there, nobody pulled out money. I pulled out my money.
Yeah, that's one thing you did.
Before the session.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you walk in, you say, let's take care of business.
I don't invite a featured artist and be like, listen, no, I pay, I don't care. Because I want to own the rights to my shit anyway. You're not going to be like, oh, I'll put half, because that starts arguments. No, dude, you didn't put half. Take your half and do whatever you want to do with it. I paid. Shout out to the artist featured on the last project, Money Grams, which was a reunion that the hood needed because we was always in separate facts. Now we got together, you know? That was something the hood didn't expect. Big Sense, of course. And William Young, we met during the New York versus Everybody. I had an idea because they had Detroit versus Everybody. Eminem had that. You know, and back in the days, me and Eminem won a few rounds in Wetlands just to get some history.
Ooh.
I won a few rounds with some legends. I did a few freestyles with Eminem at Wetlands, 50 Cent on the Marcy Avenue station. Shout out to Mandolini.
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
Nobody did the video. Nobody likes me. But we was there. We did some freestyles. Fat Joe did a video in Bedford and stuff. It was in the park. We did some freestyles with Fat Joe. So you know, there's legends that know that we rep. You know. And when it comes to freestyling, my man Navaja was always there. He had bars as well. He was like another mathematical, lyrical man. He went to the Latin market, but he was always lyrical no matter what.
No matter what.
So, yeah, you know, we freestyle. Clark Kent, Mobb Deep, rest in peace. P was still alive at that moment. Busta Rhymes, when Haz was doing the beat, we got into a cipher with all of them. So I ciphered and freestyled with the greats.
With the greats. You put in work.
I know I could freestyle. You know, that's one thing that I do, you know? So, you know, at that moment after the pandemic, we were shut down.
Yeah.
We were shut down and you know, Chemist also has his own life as well. So, you know, I had to come out, reevaluate myself. But then at that moment, 2021, I got laced with fentanyl and ended up flatline.
Y'all hear that?
You know, 3 times they had to shock me. They didn't even want to do the third. And woke up in a hospital in Atlantic City with nobody.
Wow.
I had to call my kids to come get me and my parents.
Hold on. But you went to Atlantic City with people? My man shook it.
And they just left me there.
Wow.
They probably thought I wasn't going to survive. I mean, not probably. That's what it was, you know? So when I got up, the nurse said, listen, bro, I don't know who you are, but this fentanyl thing is killing 90%, 92% of America. So at the end of the day, whoever you are, God's giving you a new life. So either you're gonna do something with it, or you'll be a fool if you don't. That's what she told me. And I didn't want to rap no more. I said I can't rap no more because every time I rap, I gotta take a bump, I gotta smoke, I gotta drink. I'm not gonna rap no more. That's when I just retired, and I didn't rap. See, back in the days. When I lost the studio, I still try to pull a move with Blue. I try to pull a move with this guy, pull a move with Gil. But now I couldn't do that. I couldn't rap at all. I said, "There's no way I'm gonna get sober and rap." And even though I died on that day, and it took me 3 times to come back, I still relapsed that year a few times. Oh, it's Father's Day. I could do a few bags. Oh man, it's 4th of July. I could do a few bags. Oh man, it's my birthday, man. A few bags ain't gonna kill me. You know. After that, I still didn't understand that. And then finally, I got into a situation and I had a problem with somebody that didn't like me, and I was, you know, trying to avoid them, and I ended up bumping into them, and the paranoia and the craziness that night, I jumped out of a moving car. And I came home all bloody and not knowing even what happened. And no money, I spent money, just freaking whatever bags I had. I have a gallon of Patron, whatever. And I was like, damn, bro. I woke up sick. I couldn't move. My heart is beating. I'm like, damn. If I go to the hospital again, everybody's gonna be like, damn, this nigga don't learn his lesson. So I had to fight it in my house.
Wow.
And that day I called Pastor Ray. Shout out to Raymond Ramos. And I decided to put myself in, and rehab. This time, not front, but really put myself in rehab.
This was your bottom. This was your bottom line.
I couldn't do it no more. I was like, damn, I gotta fix my life. So I went to rehab, and I was in Sunset Park. I wasn't far from the house. And 30 days later, came out looking like Morgan, like a young Morgan Freeman. I was done. I didn't even know I had white hair at that moment. I didn't know I had white hair at all. I didn't. When I came out, because you don't got no mirrors, none of that. You gotta, you away from everything. They put the IV on you for the first, few days, and then, you gotta get your shit together. You know? And I joined NA. NA helped me out a lot.
That's
I do it through Zoom. Now I do it through Zoom, but back then, everything was there. And so at the end of the day, I was like, damn, let me see if I could survive. I couldn't because growing up here, every time I open that door, everybody's getting fucked up outside.
Yeah, everywhere you turn.
If I take a video right now, every day on my blog, you're gonna see a bunch of people getting fucked up. So I'm like, how am I supposed like the pastor said, bro, you in the lion's den. You gotta figure out how you could, because other people get to relocate, but I didn't have it like that. I spent all my money bugging out. So, and whatever I had is for the kids and my parents. I'm not going to, I sacrifice for them. So at the end of the day, now I got to figure out what am I going to do? I can't financially get out of here. Because I was in Miami. I was living in Miami before. I was chilling. And then I came over here, Miami was like my second home. I was in Miami all day. It wasn't every month we in Miami just partying life, But I decided to figure it out. So he told me stay away from people, places, and things.
Yep.
And that's what I had to do. So I locked myself away, which is still hard to get over it because people are like, yo, but you don't want to go nowhere because it's still here, bro. So I had to lock myself away from everybody. Stay away from my favorite people. Stay away from hanging out. Stay away from streets, everything. Stay away from women. And so finally, one day I got on a dating site. Was tired of being, I was like, damn, I don't feel right. I got to find somebody. That's how I met my girl, and I made the song about it. Met her in a dating site. 1 month later, she was like my wife. Maybe a few months later.
Yeah.
When I say 1 month, she was like, it wasn't that fast.
She gonna pull that knife out. Just stop.
Yeah. But she had a knife and all that. That was one of the funny parts that we talked about. We both carry knives because everybody knows Burg. Burg guys. I stay with my weapons on me. I'm Puerto Rican. It's like that.
Shout out to BXJ.
I don't got. I'm not training for boxing, And plus, after 40, shit, come on. So please, let's not get it.
Burg gonna call timeout. You gonna call time?
I don't want to call timeout and poke a nigga, So I'm like, I'm stopped. I don't want to be Pokemon no more. I just want to just relax, man. So at the end of the day, I met her on Facebook dating, and I wasn't even gonna want. I didn't want to do it no more because I was meeting a lot of weirdos. Midgets, women that were lying, and the filter thing is like the angles and the filter was killing me.
Said he's killing them.
That was killing me because you meet one girl in the profile when you see her, it's not her, and then you're like, you can't be that girl. Yeah, it's me. Boom. Oh hell no, it's you. Hell no. So finally I met Frex. She was natural. She was down to earth. She was funny, and she told me from the beginning, listen. I'll put up with anything, even if one day you get a little tipsy. But what I'm not gonna put up is ever seeing you high. The moment you ever touch the freaking white girl, the snow, whatever you want to call it, you ever touch that shit again,
I'm out.
And at that moment, I decided to get off the weed too, because I still 30 days clean. So I'm like, why go back and start smoking? My body's clean finally. That's when I started hitting the gym, running the track, and she made all this. Look. This shirt right here, the album cover.
That's the merch. That's the merch department right there. That's the merch team.
That's the album cover. Got the QR code in the back, and then look, this hat right here. She's there. She brought stuff to the table that the cards right here. QR code in the back. Give these cards wherever I go, and that's how I get the numbers on the album. Because we don't fake numbers, but we do shit organically.
Straight up.
You know,
Straight up.
a lot of people buy numbers. I'm not disrespecting. A lot of people buy blue checks, but I'm just a natural person. That's why I needed a natural woman, and just do what I had to do. You know, and it worked. God blessed me with a nice girl, better relationship with my kids.
Look at
At
that.
the moment, and now I'm on year 2, and you know, I don't miss it. I see other people having fun, and little do they know that that's not fun. You think that I'm just kidding
Yeah, it's
you.
not fun.
Everything, oh man,
It's a slow death. It's a slow
we got
death.
twisted last night. Damn, oh, I can't feel my head. Oh man, I feel sick, bro. You're killing yourself.
Killing yourself.
I don't know what part of fun is that, but you know, it is what it is.
Miss Jackson, and I was saving this question to lead into it. I didn't want to ask this question too early, but she said, in recovery, when did the addiction get replaced with something else?
You know what happened, man? God, I replaced addiction with I started praying. I got spiritual. I got religious. Because back in the days, I was youth president. I was the in church. I was the youth president, and I would bring everyone in my block to church. There was a church called La Cumbre, and I had everyone in church with me. So you know, I was always a leader. I could always get the crowd to do something with me. So you know what I mean? Because I always would think of stuff. You know, that I want to be. Because when I was young, I was nobody. You know, there was always being bullied or picked on. I was always the fat guy. The girls be like, "Oh, get out of here, you fat bastard." You know, it was always crazy. And I was always asthmatic. I couldn't play sports the way I wanted to play sports and stuff like that. So I had to find a way and things to do where I could be the leader and be the MVP of whatever I could come up with. You know, and it started with the music. And then one day I went to church. Pastor Jesus, may he rest in paradise. I always lose the good people in my life. It's just crazy. And he showed me how you could be a successful, rich Puerto Rican Latino, live in Westchester County in a big house, and have 3 jobs and hustling. He was a professor in LaGuardia. He had his own practice. He was a psychiatrist, and then he did the church move. And he opened the door to some ghetto kids that he could have been like, these guys could rob me, whatever. He never even treated us like that. So I started bringing everybody to church. But then he died. And the next pastor was a scandalous guy, man. You know what I mean? So I decided to leave religion. I didn't believe it. But when I woke up and the lady told me that, there was no way that I couldn't, but there was no God. It has to be God. Who else?
Brought you
why
back.
else am I
Why
here
are you
right
here?
now? So that's why I made the song The New Me, because without God, so I just started walking with God. And I can't make it to church every Sunday, but there's not a day I don't pray for me and everybody. Like, and being in NA, I had to make amends with everybody. So I don't have beef with nobody. And those who still got a problem with me, you know, I'm sorry. I will always apologize to them. But I don't have a problem with nobody in there. And more people did me dirty than I ever did. I don't do people dirty. I was just obnoxious. But I don't care who did me wrong. Forgive everybody. I'm just trying to live in peace with love. And I met God again. And now I'll be like, you know. So when Pastor Ray's here, because he's a traveling missionary, right? He just came back from London. So, you know, he just landed today. Funny how the interview, he just landed
today.
Yep, today he landed. So when he's around, I feel comfortable. Like I felt comfortable with Jesus, you know, and I go and I do stuff with him. When he's not around, I know that I'm comfortable enough to sit in my room and turn everything off and talk to God. And you know, and God had to help me write music, because the first volume, it took me a year and a half to write the whole volume 1. Volume 2, the flow came back in 2 months, and the Super Bowl, we were making it happen.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? So, but it's all God, man. All praises due to God. It don't matter what religion you are, whatever you believe, there's somebody with a higher power that's keeping us going.
Candy Coated Secret said, you know, you don't have to be in church to have a relationship with God, and you're a testament of that.
I had to learn that, yeah, because I thought, damn, if I don't go, or, you know, because my parents are Catholic, I'm Christian, I'm born again. But at the end of the day, being in Rikers Island, like I told you a lot, and being in Wu, Latino, I learned mathematics, I learned how to read the book, I learned my math, you know, I know my mathematics. So I learned so many different ways. Then I read other religions as well. So, you know, it's a lot, man. It's a lot, you know. So, but I just know there's a God, and you know, it blessed me with 2 beautiful children. I kept them out the street. I've never had a problem with my kids. No arrest. No. I didn't have to go to school for nothing. I got 2 beautiful kids, and you know, and it's amazing.
I know our viewers are on, and we all have something that we probably overindulge in. Some might have addictions to whatever vice that they have in life. Um, or if you could share how and what techniques you use to keep you in the straight and narrow.
I just think about the being alone. You know, when everybody left me to die, I just realized that that's the way it's gonna be. So why should I continue to glorify something that's just gonna it's not worth it, you know? So I just think about how I had everything and to wake up with nothing. I was just so defeated, so crushed, and I didn't figure out why I gotta live. I felt like if I could die young, I could, you know, but then I realized that my legacy is my children. And you know, when things get like that, just think about them and be like, nah, you know, because I'm now staying alive. God blessed me with something special. Like November, my son is gonna have his first kid.
Blessings.
You know, a lot of people don't know this. I haven't posted it, so this is like the first time I'm saying it publicly in any platform publicly. A lot of people, my boys know it personally. Like I've talked to you and other
Mm-hmm.
people, but I'm saying it to the world for the first time. My son is having a baby boy. It's due in November. So being alive, you know, like being like I'm gonna do this for my kids. Even though I always did it for them, but I always thought I wanted to. I'm like I'm gonna die for my kids and sacrifice for my kids. And in reality, I'm supposed to live for my kids. So now I'm like, you know, I'm gonna live for these kids, and I'm gonna be the best father and grandfather I could be. I was always a great father, but I'm gonna be the greatest father and the greater grandfather. And you know, and when times get depressed, I just think about how you was with 1,000 people around you and lonely,
Yeah.
and now you only got a few handful of people, and you feel like there's more. I feel there's more people in my life with a handful of people than in a room full of thousands of people that didn't even love me. You
That's
know, so
real right there. That's
I
real.
was
I know
only
that. I know that feeling.
I was beneficial, you know. So everybody was there because if this guy makes it big, we're gonna ride the train with him. But oh man, this guy's an asshole. He's an animal. They didn't want to put up with the bad moments, but when the great moments, you could see them on YouTube all day. We deep on the great moments, but on the bad moments, there ain't too many friends that are there telling you, "Yo, don't worry, you messed up last night, but you're a good nigga, or you did this, you're a good person, and don't worry, I love you. Don't worry, no matter what, I'm gonna be your boy, even if you freaking lose everything or if you get big." And you know, don't worry, I'm not your
Yeah.
boy because you know there's not a lot of people that do that. You know, and everybody's just there for the spotlight. When the spotlight dims, you know, it's like roaches.
Yep.
When you turn the lights on, they no, they're not there. When the lights are off, you got
Every
a crib full of
it's
roaches.
going down. It's going down.
Yeah, man,
It's going down.
it's crazy. So
We got another question. How was the experience of you making the song Champion and Sober?
making the music sober was weird because the writing process was just the weirdest thing in the world. Making Champion took me a while because that was the longest album, part one, you know?
Hmm.
So now I had to open the door. Like, it's like being the first person to bat up on baseball. I got to get on base first. So, like, how am I going to get on base? I got to do an ill intro, mental health, boom. Now I got to do a song, the one that they barred everywhere, you know what I mean? The Where I Am. Now, Champion was like was me with God in the booth. Like, I said, I got to thank God
Hmm.
because I would not be this champion without God. So just hearing that song, my provider, Jehovah, me, I was like, I could hear God on the song, and I was just wanted to write on that song, you know, because I'm a champion and I'm gonna walk with God, living like a champion lives,
Hmm.
and my championship is the life God giving me this new life. You know what I mean? And how I rose back on the third day like Jesus, and everything I did for my community, from giving out turkeys to giving the toys and Christmas
Yeah.
to whatever, man, I could help these people. I'm outside, man, giving my boys advice. Yo, bro, why you all messed up, man? Clean up, man. You know, a lot of boys don't want to tell you this, but I love you, bro. I don't want to see you like that. You know, bro, you're wasting your liver, bro. Don't waste your liver, bro. They ain't gonna be there for you. Like, you know, a lot of people get mad because I'm telling people don't do drugs, but I'm gonna keep doing that to my last day because I spent too many nights getting everyone messed up and glorifying drug life, you know?
Yeah.
And that Scarface and all that shit, those are movies, man. Real life,
Yeah.
that shit destroys communities. And me just selling that poison, I was just killing my people.
And
I
if you
I
saw,
did wrong in so many ways with it. So, you know, because I made money off of it. It wasn't just me using it. The reason I got to use it is because I was making profit to be able to use it.
you're right.
Because I wasn't one of them addicts that had to beg. You know, I paid for my habit. I never was outside. Let me get $10. Let me get $20. I never. You know what I mean? So I always had it. People knew this guy got a bag on him. I know this nigga got a bag on. Oh yeah, I did. I got a bag on me. You know, I would get into problems with niggas. Let me get a hit. Nah, bro. Oh fuck you. Then niggas don't want to kill me. You know what I mean? Want to fight with me and buy your own shit. The things you go through, you know, being an addict, you know, it's just crazy, you know. But
I want to commend you, man. I want to commend you. I mean, we spent many nights in the studio.
I always respected your studio, though, man. I just never wanted to ever disrespect, because you know what it is? It's your home base, man. So I would see your kids and your wife and be like, nah, I can't. And little by little, I was getting there, you know. It takes time, bro. It's easy to fuck yourself up.
Yeah.
You can fuck yourself up in a week, but to get out of there, to get out that funk, oh Lord Jesus.
But to give claim to your character, even in those moments, man, like you always had a good dude. It wasn't even those cloudy days. I mean, there was some days I stood like an hour with you on a step waiting for a cab. Like, even in those moments, it was never like, yo, fuck Berg. For me, it was just like, yo, this is a good dude.
And I will pay for everything, and niggas will still leave me.
Yeah, yes.
Take a cab alone.
Yes, they would
like,
leave you.
This
And
nigga paid for everything, and I'm gonna leave. I don't even know how he got home.
I ain't gonna lie. I used to be in the studio. And it used to bother me because it would be like 6, 7 deep, and then at the end of the night, when it's just like just me and you, and I'm like, damn, this is crazy.
Sitting alone with the hard drive. But the next morning, yo, send me the track. Yo, send me that, bro. You don't even know if I'm fucking alive, nigga. You over here, send me the track. It's real, man. It's, you know, but I don't take it personal, because if I could dish it, I could take it. I'm a real nigga, and being real, you gotta just be able to take the same hits you hit. You gotta take it, you know. So I know, you know, how many nights I ruined nights. So I was like, you know what, it's all good. They probably didn't want to stick around to get too crazy, you know, or be in the car with him getting crazy and he jumped out the car. He did this, you know. I understand.
Yeah, I get it too. I get it too, but you know, it did bother me. It did bother me just how it was done. But
and I love that about you, because you know some people don't really care, bro, but some people care. You know, it's good. It was cool that when we talked about that, it was something that the world needs to know. You know, like, you know, at the end of the day, you know. This nigga, you know, he don't have to take 5 minutes of his day to invite anybody, but he does, you know. And then not only do I invite, I feed, and you don't gotta bring nothing. I got half a gallon here. I got bud. I got that.
Yeah. You're not.
You getting full service,
man.
You know?
Man, you brought a whole cake. You had a whole party.
You had a whole party. We did a Hennessy party.
You had a whole party.
I came with Henny socks, the shirt, the hat, all that.
Everything. We had a whole party,
I threw all that
man.
away, bro. I had that in my house, and when I was cleaning up, I threw it out. I didn't want to wear nothing Hennessy.
I feel you. Sincere on. He said, "We glad you're here." He said, "But yeah, your crazy was getting crazy."
Sincere's a good dude, man. He got a little Hollywood on us. He disappeared on us, but in the beginning, he was there every session. And then I couldn't find.
You couldn't find him, right?
And then in the internet, I see him on every record label. I said, "This nigga Sincere, man."
Sincere.
But I wasn't even gonna tell him. You know, everybody's lying. Yo, why you didn't invite me? Because I know why you didn't invite me. I know why you guys didn't invite me. Because I wouldn't invite me either. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be like, yo, you ain't getting to no more labels after that, bro. You know what I mean? Now maybe, you know, we could maybe.
Now we can talk about that. Now we can talk about it.
Talk about it. Yeah. Before,
you can talk about it.
I wouldn't take Berg to none of those labels.
Yo,
that was not good. It would not have been good.
So Berg, you did Ready to Live, Part 2. Life after recovery. What's next? What's next for Playboy Burg?
I felt like I've been doing music 26 years straight. Like, like I tell you little moments here, but there wasn't a year I didn't release one. I would do so much music. I still got albums on the vault. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was like acting. So I did a few acting stuff in between my music career, but I reunited with my I've been knowing him for like 2 decades. My brother Ulysses Torero, the legendary Ulysses Torero, and he has a boot camp acting rehab program, and I decided to join, and get into the acting classes with him, and that's what I'm trying to do now. So from September to December, I'm in acting school with Torero, trying to get casted, and I want to take it there. I want to focus my positive, sober, drug-free, alcohol-free energy on that. I already went to one class. Shout out to Elvis, which is the guy that he's in the Godfather Harlem.
Okay.
One of the first Dominican acts. He's also in Spike Lee movies and all that. So he was one of the teachers that day, and him and Yuli and everyone taught me. They embraced me. There was a little after event. Everyone was taking shots. I just did it. I drank my water because I'm not an AA, but I know alcohol leads to a lot of things. So
you know you and what you need to limit to maintain you, and that's the beautiful thing, my brother.
Plus, you know what? Speaking to Torero, my brother, he always let me know, love is the reason why he's successful. And he also let me know a lot of the successful artists, actors, people like 50 Cent, they don't drink. They don't do drugs.
Yeah. He don't drink.
They'll sell a bottle, they'll do this, but they don't drink, they don't do drugs, And I always thought that, and then I would do my homework and be like, oh, wow, Fat Joe doesn't drink like that. 50 Cent doesn't drink like that. Oh, this guy doesn't drink like that. So I just want to be as professional as I can now at this moment of my life with everything. So I just want to get in there and be the sober dude and just do my roles. If I could play an addict, because I've been through it, I could play a gangster, I could play this, I could play, but I'm going in there with sober. And if there's an after event, I'm just chilling, man. I learned how to buy cranberry juice and drink water.
Just chill.
And still chill.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't do that though. I couldn't because I get the urge, My nose, when it first started, my nose will leak. It'll drip. It'll drip. It'll be calling me. I'll be like, damn. I will go through withdrawals. Now, year 2, it don't bother me.
It don't bother you.
I just came from a block party 2 days ago. Everybody was lit. I didn't care. I don't matter. I know how to coexist now. I'm cool with being the soberest guy in the room. I never want to be the sloppy drunk nigga in my life. I'm not that person no more.
I'm glad to hear that, man.
People be like, oh, you calm, you're not wild, you're not loud. I'm not the loudest man in the room. Actually, when I went to that class, I sat all the way in the back and listened a lot. And I'm glad that I went last with the last few groups because I got to learn so much from the first group. So shout out to Acting Rehab, man. That's the fam now. Shout out to Yuli Torero, and that's what I'm trying to do now. And be a grandfather in November. I'm going to Florida and join.
Somebody said Pop Burg.
I'm joining my kids in November, because my daughter and my son are both over there. It's actually my daughter's birthday in November as well. And then I'm going to end it with the promise that I promised everyone. It was a 3-part series, 3 EPs.
3 EPs.
Ready to Live, Life After Recovery, with the number 3 in Roman numerals, because we got to end it. And now I got to top the first 2 intros, the first 2 outros, all those songs.
Everything.
That I got to top Hazel and Henny. I got to top all that.
You're going to have a lot of content. You're going to have a lot of content with all the new experiences and things happening. For those
I want to wait for the kid. I want to wait for my grandkids to be born.
That's what I mean.
So I can get in there and
yeah, now you got a whole new experience to talk about. For those that want to reach you, possibly get you in one of their docu-series, do music with you, what's the best way to reach out to you, Playboy?
You know what's crazy that you say that? That my doctor, Dr. Kanu, she said you have to go out there and speak motivationally and let people know your story because, like, if you could do it, like I'm a crazy person and people gotta believe me because I never BS. I'm not a bullshitter. I'm gonna tell you the truth, even if it hurts me. You know, it's just the real. Some people I've been attacked for being truthful.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, because you only lying to yourself, because you can't lie to God. He knows already. But you know, people could anybody that needs me for anything that's positive, you know, and you know how our studio goes. If we're gonna do any music, no alcohol, no weed, no nothing. Man. We drink water and enjoying life. You know what I mean? You could bring juice or soda, whatever. But it gotta be a sober circle, a sober studio. That's the only way I do music.
Straight up.
You know what I'm saying? And that's so. If you're doing music with me, it's my project. Now, if they book me for featuring, I gotta put up what I gotta put up. So they could do what they gotta do, but I'm just gonna be the soberest man in the room again. You know?
I respect that.
You know? But anybody, all my media, social media, and everything is at Burg Nation T2. Everything's Burg Nation T2. Everything is Follow the Nation. I was in Atlantic City drunk years ago before I had overdosed, and they brought me a Rock Nation hat. So that day I was drunk running around Tropicana and calling myself Burg Nation. That's how the name ended up.
Burg Nation.
Yeah, like You Already Snow. I got drunk and there was a blizzard, and I started doing snow angels, saying "You already snow, you already snow," making videos. Next thing you know, people see me in the street. You already snow, yo, Burg. You already snow. That's how You Already Snow came out. See, it's in the hat right here. You already snow. So a lot of my stuff is just funny moments.
Yeah.
That, you know, and so everything's at Burg Nation C2. I'm on every platform. I even TikTok. I've been on TikTok. But even Snapchat now, you know, because Snapchat wasn't showing me love, but I got Snapchat again. Let's try it again. But I'm on Snapchat, TikTok, I'm Threads, I'm on X, which used to be Twitter, Facebook,
everything.
Instagram. You know what I mean? You know, you guys could email me, playboyburg@gmail.com, burgbrigante@yahoo.com, whatever emails you want to use. And yeah, man. And when, you know, I'm hoping to try to do some stand-up comedy one day too.
Oh man, that's gonna be funny.
I feel like I'm a funny person.
You are.
And, I mean, I don't know to write them, but I want to stand on stage and just say some funny shit that happened to me in life, and just have people crack up, because you know, if it wasn't for humor and laughter, I would have never made it this far.
There you go.
I could laugh at all the bad moments that I did. You know what I mean?
But
I'm just a different person.
You had me rolling in the studio many times.
We had good skits. When I was West Coast Burg, it was the best. Yo, fam. I used to walk into the studio with a hat backwards. Yo, fam.
Yeah.
And I would always hate anything you did positive.
Yeah.
Yo, Spud. Oh, look at Spud. Now he got to donate to the kids. Look at Spud. He got a nonprofit. And these are good moments in life. But you know, West Coast Burg was just couldn't handle it.
I still got the video. I still got the video. Talking about, yo, he want to bring toys.
Oh, now you play guitar too? This nigga engineers rap, plays guitars, film videos. Nah, Spud. So you know, it was a whole, you know, you do too much. Now you're doing podcast. Come on, Spud. You got me started. Doing too much shit, Spud. You A&R desking. Come on, man.
Yo, shout out to bro.
Yeah.
Be my brother.
We had great moments, man. We became brothers, which is a crazy part, to meet somebody in 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're going on 8 years now, man.
Yeah.
And you know,
and plaques on the wall. A few plaques on the wall.
Shout out to Miss Jackson too, man, for joining forces with you and you guys being able to do this platform.
Shout out.
You know, and that album, that compilation album is. She sent it to me, and I'm a person that I don't front. When you like your album, everybody that I listen.
Yeah, you sure do.
You guys put in that work. You know what I mean? Tony Bosco and you guys got joints. There's joints in there.
It is
crazy. From the intro, it already started. You know, you got fusion, you got some R&B, flow in there, and all that, man. Spot is in there. You know, the outros and all that. So you know.
Yes, most definitely. Shout out to MJMG Presents the Experience. My brother,
it's definitely an experience.
I want to thank you, man. Hold on, let's give a round of applause to you, man. I want to thank you, man, for not just being on the show. I mean, most definitely being on the show, but thank you for being who you are, my brother, and having memorable moments here. As an engineer, you know, it's not just about, you know, making money for music. It's the love for music, and getting in the studio with you, just creating has always been a super dope vibe. Every time we get in there, make some magic.
I said that in that song. Like every album been true. So I knew Volume 3 is gonna end up story the right way, you know. And shout out to Atkins Films, man, because I'm gonna try to do Deuces Up, make an official video out of it. I gotta give you the information. I want everyone to come out, give everybody the information.
It's time. It's most definitely time.
I'm gonna do a movie out of Hazel Whitegun and Henny, son, that's really gonna help people with try to say no to drugs, man. Drugs ain't no good, man. So I'm gonna keep that up.
Word up, my brother. Thank you again for gracing us here at SHU Radio. Again, for those that don't know, Burg set off SHU Radio with the very first interview.
And anybody I forgot, I love y'all, man. Just like,
we catch him on the flip side. It's okay. It's okay.
On the third interview, we got another volume coming, man. But,
There we go, my brother. You have a good night, man. Frex, stay up, Frex. Much love.
Frex and Frex forever, man. Deuces up, deuces out, man.
Peace, my brother. Much love.
Love y'all, man. Say no to drugs, baby. Sober is the only way.
There we go. There we go. All right, my brother. Have a good night, man.
Baby!
Shout out to everybody. That was Burg. Dope. Someone's mentioned something which was really dope. They mentioned that his transparency is, I think Primo Sad said it was almost like a refreshing to hear someone with such transparency. It most definitely does. And for those that are fighting or in battle with anything that is pushing you over the limit, any addictions, any hardships, if you didn't get anything out of tonight, if you didn't get anything out of the night, make sure you take yourself and your life in consideration. One thing he said was, all the stuff that I was doing, all the stuff, it was killing me. And if you hear, man, we all got a purpose, we all got a reason. And just like his uncle said to him, like, yo, you being selfish. For those that are facing anything, to think about those who love you. And in those very moments, try not to be selfish with that, because you're not alone. As much as we might feel we are, we not, man. Shout out to everybody jumping on. So I'm gonna go into the new me. We're gonna close this out with the new me, because my boy Burg is the new him, and I think every day is a refresh of who he is. So shout out to him again. NY Millie's 2K said, man, thank you. This is inspiring story. I want to thank all the viewers that was on. Shout out to MJMG Presents. Ms. Jackson said, great interview. Again, we could not have this night without y'all. Y'all sat here and watched and listened and partake as long as we were on. So I want to thank the viewers for jumping on. Much love to y'all. This is the new me. Everybody, you have a good night. Be blessed, be creative, and again, take your life in the ultimate consideration. I'm Spud, this is SHU Radio. Have a good night, y'all.
The only thing you guaranteed is death. We all know we gonna die from the first day we live, but it's how you live your life that will determine how you will embrace that death. It's your choice, all up to you. Will you follow God? Will you follow the nation? Will you make it to heaven and live an eternal life? Tell me. The only thing I need in life's G-O-D. Come follow the nation is B-U-R-G. I'm feeling the spirit, so watch and you'll see. Forgive me for my past and love the new me. The only thing I need in life's G-O-D. Come follow the nation is B-U-R-G. I'm feeling the spirit, so watch and you'll see. Forgive me for my past and love the new me. If I go tomorrow, please don't feel no sorrow. I'm in heaven with God, life on earth was borrowed. When I pass away, on my last hooray, send my final blessings on my casket pray. If you really love me, then remember me. Only the good times in your memories. Only positive when you say my name. When you say my story, talk about my change. Let's speak of great moments while we in our prime. How we came from nothing, but we got to shine. Those my friends when young, me I got to live. Plus I gave it all that I got to give. I got life insurance, I don't need GoFunds. Funeral paid off, I don't need no one. Spread my ashes, take me back to the place I'm from. Even though I'm gone, I know life goes on. The only thing I need in life's G-O-D. Come follow the nation is B-U-R-G. I'm feeling the spirit, so watch and you'll see. Forgive me for my past and love the new me. The only thing I need in life's G-O-D. Come Follow the nation, it's B-U-R-G. I'm feeling the spirit, so watch and you'll see. Forgive me for my past and love the new me. I stop thinking about it. I don't get too deep. I don't stress over it. I don't lose no sleep. In the afterlife, hopefully we meet. But my reign ain't over, so save me a seat. I don't count the days. I don't count the weeks. Spend my extra time with my family. Cherish all the loving that makes me complete. I just rap for fun, never to compete. And to those that said that will never speak, I'ma pray for you and please pray for me. Hope y'all all fulfill your destinies. Now my kids control my legacy. Hope nobody takes this song too personal. Cause the man from up above so merciful. Amen.